What's going on, yo? It's another day on the Day One podcast. I'm your co-host, Anthony. I got my co-host, Kyle. Say what's up. What's happening, y'all? Let's get this shit going, baby.
The sky's falling. The sky's falling, ladies and gentlemen.
Florida is sinking into the ocean.
And the government is nowhere to be found. They gotta go get Bob Saleh ass on it now.
Yeah. Bob Saleh's going to go handle relief efforts because that's basically all he can do right now. Now, that's what Nat Hackett's going to be doing, bro. Nat Hackett's getting paid as an offensive coordinator to wash dishes at the facility, dude.
That's crazy. Pack up care relief kits.
Bro's shining the helmets.
Bro's driving the truck down south.
Yep.
What's going on, y'all? It's another day on the Day One podcast. I'm your co-host, Anthony. I got my co-host, Kyle. Say what's up.
What's happening?
We're going to keep this one short and sweet tonight. We're going to get into a lot of news about the NFL, some drama. We're going to touch on these games. We're going to do all things football. Before we do that, drop a like, subscribe, comment, do whatever you got to do. Hit the bell. Don't miss a single video. Be on notification gang. We're in the heart of the NFL season.
Yep.
And baseball's wrapping up. Basketball's starting. This is the sports renaissance. So you don't want to miss it.
Facts.
And also our prayers with those in Florida. Hope everybody's doing okay with the hurricane. Crazy time. I mean, they got hit back to back.
Yeah, dude, shit's crazy. Who would have thought? Insane.
Yeah, it's crazy. So, thoughts and prayers with those who are, down south in Florida and the areas affected. There was a guy that, he was camping out on his boat in the water, bro.
Hey, bro, he's just trying to keep
in the
shit
hurricane.
Bro's keeping shit afloat. Straight up.
Everybody thought he was gonna die, but he didn't.
Nah, he's good. He's chilling, dude.
Yeah,
Let bro live.
Yeah. He said his reasoning was, I'm on a boat. It's gonna rise with the water. I'm good.
Oh my god.
Shout out Lieutenant Dan.
Facts. Yep. Oh man. Yeah, absolutely. I hope everyone's staying safe down there in Florida, as safe as you can at least. Shit is absolutely insane. Sorry that our country's not going to do anything to help you. So, yeah, figure it out yourself, I guess.
Yeah.
But
they turned
much
your
love.
property into a lithium mine, but
Yep.
that's way off the beaten path.
Yeah. Yep. All right. So, real quick, before we get into the news that everybody wants to discuss, the discourse, okay?
Mm-hmm.
We need to pick the San Fran-Seattle game. Division matchup, Seattle's looked really, really good this year, despite this past week where they lose at home to the Giants. Do you think they bounce back here? Do you think they end up 500 and let San Fran get the driver's seat of the division?
I think they bounce back. Reason being, I found a stat. And we know how you like stats, bro.
Yes, sir. I'm thirsty for stats.
Yep. The Seattle Seahawks are 20-0 since 2008 at the spread, coming off of 2 straight losses.
Really?
Yeah, 20-0. So I'm taking Seattle plus 3.5. Do I think they're gonna win? Division games are always weird.
Yep.
I think they cover.
Yeah,
I don't know if they win, but I definitely think it's gonna be a 3-point game.
Okay. I'm going to ride that high with you, bro. I respect that heavily.
Hell yeah.
Stats, good shit.
You like my stats, bro?
I do. It's very nice. It's very nice. All right. Let's discuss the most annoying team in football.
Your team.
My team, the New York Jets. The New York Jets have started off 2-3, and because of the back-to-back losses against Denver and in London against Minnesota, where we started off slow once again, the Jets decide to fire Robert Saleh and elevate our defensive coordinator Jeff Ulbrich to interim head coach. What were your initial thoughts when you saw this happen? I want to know what you think about the whole thing, and then I'll go in.
Yeah, because I know you got a lot of thoughts. I thought it was kind of crazy just because you think of the expectations we have on the Jets this year.
Yeah.
Like we think of them as they should be winning the division. They should be playoff contender, Super Bowl contender at the most. They have the talent to do it. Aaron Rodgers is back. But you look at how these games have been going, and you know, I relate to it a lot because I see the same thing with my Eagles. Coaching malpractice, bro. It's coaching malpractice with the Jets. I mean, you look at the offense and it's pretty predictable.
Yep.
I don't know what Nathaniel Hackett has been cooking up, but a lot of these plays, a lot of these concepts. I mean, Aaron Rodgers is doing a lot of short game. Shit's predictable, and we saw it against the Vikings, and that was kind of the breaking point with his 3 interceptions. You're not mixing it up enough, bro.
No.
And I mean, the defense has been playing pretty good, but at times they struggle to stop the run. And you've been dealing with your fair share of injuries, but that's neither here nor there. Defense has still been solid.
Oh yeah.
But it's mainly been on the offensive side of the ball, and you know, we're swinging big here to reach for a change, and firing Robert Saleh. Is that change? Demoting Nathaniel Hackett, is that change? And we'll see if that makes things better. I think it will.
Yep.
I think it'll make things a little bit better. You do have the interim head coach juice on your side for the next week, so hopefully going into a really tough must-win game against Buffalo, hopefully that bakes in for something. But the track record for teams doing this and making the playoffs is not good. Nobody has changed coaches mid-season and made the playoffs, so it's a tough thing to go against with history. But I mean, if anybody was going to make it happen, it's the Jets, just because of the talent they have.
Yep.
And to be honest, this is what I really thought of it. Nick Sirianni, you're next, bro.
Facts.
If you don't get your shit together, if we lose to the Browns this week, you're next, bro. Y'all laid the blueprint for us to say, you know what? It's cool. We're a supposed contending team, one of the most talented rosters in the league, and we just look like shit. Something's got to give.
Woody Johnson walked so Jeffrey Lurie could run.
Facts. I tell you what, bro, when Kellen Moore gets the keys to this team, bro, you wait, bro. Just kidding. No, but I mean, that's a bold change. Does it change things for the Davante Adams sweepstakes? Probably. Just because, like, Joe Douglas is GMing for his life right now.
Yeah.
And you got to factor in the future of this team now with a new head coach, what that's going to look like, draft picks. Can we afford to give up picks, like high picks, for a guy like Davante Adams who might be here for a year or two? So I don't know. It changes a little bit of things with the Jets. I still think they're going to be a good team. Still think they'll be in playoff contention. We'll see on Monday what's really good, because I would like to think that the Jets are still the favorite in the AFC East, but it's all contingent on Monday, bro.
Yep, everything's on Monday.
Come out against the Bills. It's looking bleak.
Yeah, and it's looking even worse, especially because it's our home game against Buffalo. I can stomach losing in Buffalo on Monday. Not at home.
Right.
You know what I mean? 2-4 starts still rough, even if we lose there. But at least I know later on in the season I have the comfort of being at home. But all right. So here's my thoughts. Initially on the Robert Saleh firing, I actually love it. To be honest, I'm very high on this move because for once we're truly aggressive with something and have a direction. Like everything's always so up in the air with this football team, not even just with the Aaron Rodgers stuff and everything Aaron, remember when Aaron Rodgers said that he was gonna be he wanted to be a New York Jet? And then it took 2 months after that for it to happen. Instantly, we get the leverage right there, and it still takes 2 months to execute the trade. We tend to be behind the curve with a lot of this stuff. And you did say that teams tend to not make the playoffs when they fire their coach midseason.
Yep.
Typically, that's because only bad teams fire their coach midseason.
Yeah. I don't know if I've ever seen a good team 5 weeks into the year just say, you know what? You're fired. Get the fuck out of here, bro.
In a way, we're in unprecedented territory.
Yeah.
So I like it for a few reasons. So the Jets in the Robert Saleh era, so the last, what was he? He's 20-36, his 56 games. So 3.5 seasons. We have by far the worst point differential in the first half, which tells me that we are heavily unprepared in every game we step foot into.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if you knew this, but we are top 3 in the NFL over the last 3.5 years in second half point differential.
Which means you make adjustments.
Yeah.
Out at the halftime.
Yeah, which means our team historically under Robert Saleh performed in the second half, which means it should be performing all game.
Yeah.
We consistently come into the game with bad game plan, with bad execution, and our penalties are by far the worst in the NFL team. We are undisciplined and we are unprepared every single time we step foot on the field. It immediately puts us at a disadvantage. I think we clean that shit up, especially with Jeff Ulbrich, Coach Brick, former player. He knows what it takes to be prepared for a game. He can speak to the players from experience. That excites me. And now the difficult thing is because we're playing Buffalo this week, it's more than likely that we probably lose this game, to be honest. So it might be all for naught starting 2-4 with Buffalo having a 2-game lead and the tied advantage.
Mm-hmm.
So we absolutely have to win this week. I'll feel much better about this if we win this week.
Yeah.
But as far as the Robert Saleh stuff, we've had a really good defense, but Rob Saleh wasn't calling the defense. Jeff Ulbrich was last year and this year. So that's not changing. He already said that he's keeping the play calling for the defense, which is fine.
Yeah.
So I don't expect our defense to take a hit at all. As far as the offense, the reason why I didn't like the firing of Robert Saleh at first is because it did nothing for our offense. Now that we've promoted Todd Dowling to interim offensive coordinator, essentially, I think it changes a lot. And I think if our offense isn't great, I still think we can be a great football team. We have to come out in the first half and do something. Yeah. Todd Downing, when he was with Tennessee those 2 years, was top 10 in motion, which is big because our offense is awful. Our offense does not move.
Yeah,
it's a
lot like the Eagles' offense.
Yep.
This year and the start of this year and last year.
Yeah. The difference is it plays into Aaron Rodgers' strengths because he can assess everything as it sits.
Yeah.
When he gets to the line of scrimmage, but it's a little different now that we're going to have some motion, which I think is good. I think we need to take a little bit of the power out of Rodgers' hands, and I think motion does that.
Right.
He'll still be able to switch out of plays and shit, but as far as
he knows ball, but
yeah,
you got to mix it up.
Yeah. So I think that it's good for that.
My thing about it is this, kind of the main reason why Saleh got fired now that it comes out allegedly is because he wanted to demote Nathaniel Hackett. Like he I guess he went into the meeting with Woody Johnson or whatever. Or you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I guess they had a discussion or whatever, and his plan was to demote Nathaniel Hackett, and he left, and a couple minutes after that, he got fired. So I mean, like, if that's the reason why he got fired, and then your interim turns around and does the thing that your head coach was going to do anyway, well, what's the point?
From
fire Nathaniel Hackett.
From my understanding, the demoting of Nathaniel Hackett, Rob Saleh had the idea. It never got to Woody, but Woody also had the same idea, and that's why, like, Todd Downing getting elevated to play calling was a Woody Johnson decision. So either way, he wasn't fired for that reason. He was clearly fired because we scored 9 points against Denver at home and started off down 17 points against the Vikings.
Right.
I don't necessarily think the Vikings loss is a big loss. I just think, like, you look at the decision, we had a 1st and goal on the 1 yard line and ran Breece Hall 4 straight times without giving Braylon Allen a chance. The 6'3", 250-pound back. We went for it on 4th down in field goal range, and we didn't get it. So think about it. If we kick that field goal, at the end of the game, it's 20-23. We had gotten into field goal range before the game ended. So we could have kicked the field goal if we kicked it before to tie the game and at least set it to overtime.
Yeah.
Bad decision. Especially when we're running the ball as piss poor as we were. If we were, chunking away 4.5, 5 yards of carry, I'm more comfortable with the ride or die 4th down. Like everybody says, well, if it works, then it's great. It's a great decision.
Yeah.
But you have to look at but you have to look at the way the game's been going. Breece Hall had 1 carry over 3 yards in that game.
Yeah.
The odds of him getting that 1st down were extremely low based off of how the run game was working that night.
Yep.
So you don't go for it there. That to me, that was an easy decision. It was a dumb decision that they made. That's what Robert Saleh called.
Yeah.
I remember in the Titans game, we had all 3 of our timeouts gone at the 6-minute mark of the 3rd quarter.
What?
Yeah. Like,
why?
I don't know. He's just blowing timeouts for no reason. So there's a lot of things that he did that necessarily don't really affect the play on the field that caused a lot of issues. Those types of decisions for
a lot
being
of situational.
And just not being prepared for these games. Like, I swear, like, what are we doing? We got to be watching, like, Barney Goes to the Beach or something in these meetings instead of watching film.
Yeah. Watching White Chicks.
Yeah. Something tells me, too, like, during the week that Saleh was not paying attention to the offense enough during the week and then felt the need to put his imprint on the offense on game day. That's what I think was going on. So,
yeah. This is just screaming Nick Sirianni to me. It's like carbon copy of, like, what's going on.
Not to give your team, like, shit, but, like, the difference is at least Robert Saleh's side of the ball was performing well. Like,
I know
Nick Sirianni he's an offensive coach and he can't get his offense right. Like, that's
because of him, bro. That's the crazy part.
Yeah.
Because of him.
Yeah.
Like, if you take the responsibility out of his hands fully.
Yeah.
They said, no, it's out of his hands, but we all know, and when we watch these games, we know it's still on him.
Even if he's not calling every play, it's his scheme and his, like, game decision. Like,
he's handcuffed Kellen Moore to his game plan.
Yep.
Like, Kellen Moore can't do, like, his thing fully because Nick Sirianni's got a big ego.
Yep.
But it just screams, like, everything that, like, I've seen the first 4 weeks, like the situational miscues, the bad decisions on 3rd and 4th down, not taking points, leaving points on the board. So many issues, and it's gonna get you canned.
Yep.
Robert Saleh canned. If we come out and look like shit against one of the worst teams in the league, it is for sure gonna get Nick canned.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So this was Todd Downing's best season as an offensive coordinator. He's been it for 3 years. 2017 with the Raiders. Derek Carr was only played 4 games that year. 2021, which is this season, 12-5 with the Titans with Ryan Tannehill at quarterback. And then 2022, I believe it's 2022, 2023. That was the year that AJ wasn't there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they had no weapons either, and he wasn't that great in 2022. He ended up getting fired as offensive coordinator. But when everything was right with this Titans team, with Ryan fucking Tannehill at quarterback, those are pretty solid numbers. I mean, 15th, that's middle of the road for points. Yards, he's 17th. That's with like average to below average quarterback play.
Yeah, he's working with Ryan Tannehill, bro.
Yeah, their running game was really strong, obviously, with Derrick Henry. So it gives me hope with Breece Hall and Braylon Allen that we can get something going there. So like you look at it at his numbers from an aerial view, and you're like, okay, he hasn't really done anything as a coordinator and a play caller, but he's also had nothing to work with. Like this is like, to be honest, like that's probably as good as you're going to get out of what he had on that roster. You put anybody there other than maybe Kyle Shanahan, that's probably as best as they're going to perform. 12-5.
Yeah.
So
yeah, with an AJ Brown, Derrick Henry, over the hill Julio.
Yep.
And an average quarterback. That's what you're going to get.
Yeah.
Serviceable, but doesn't pop off the paper.
Yeah. But I mean, that's pretty good, all things considered, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And we don't need great or best in the league. We need pretty good.
Yeah. He gives you good.
Yeah. Yep. And he gives us creativity, which I think is what we need the most.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for it. Nat Hackett's basically going to be a burger flipper for the rest of the year. I don't like the idea of keeping him in the facility. I just think it's like bad aura. Kind of like imagine what's he gonna if he's sitting in the offensive meetings, you don't think like him and Rodgers are gonna be sitting next to each other while his new offensive coordinator's fucking talking? Like that's a little weird to me.
Like they're like, hey, get a load of this fucking guy.
Yeah, I don't
run in motion. What the fuck is this? Bootleg with the tight end.
Yeah.
Where's the slants, bro?
Yeah. I don't know how I feel about keeping him there. Yeah. I do now. I think they probably would have gotten rid of him if he had a bad reaction to the demotion. But good on Nat Hackett. He did say when they talked to him, he was like, "I'm ready to do whatever you need me to do." He said that to Jeff Ulbrich, "I'm ready to do what this team needs me to do. I want to win." So
yeah,
I'm here for that. And honestly, everybody on the team's been saying the right things. I don't know exactly what to believe anymore.
Right.
Like,
yeah, it's one of those things where like now the truth really gets convoluted. So you just gotta kind of hope and pray that like the good things that you hear are true, which is why it's so rare that you see a team. I mean, it's a lot of bad teams that fire their coaches, but like you don't see teams like do well when they fire their head coach.
Yeah,
because it's There's instability.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you guys have the Antonio Pierce treatment, hey, we're cooking.
Yeah. I just think even if nothing becomes great, I think everything should improve because there was some things we were definitely the worst in the league at. That's preparation and coming out strong in games and decision making and like creativity on offense. Those things are all going to improve with what we've done. So, and in some way it should be better.
Yeah.
So it really can't get worse. So what are you going to do?
It really can't.
What this mean? I don't know exactly what this means for the Devontae Adams trade. A lot of people, especially Rappaport, has said that the Jets are still all in on trying to get him onto the team. Is Devontae Adams going to want to go to another team that's going to have another interim head coach, like that's on the brink of collapse? Like, is he going to want to do that after just dealing with what he did with the Raiders? I think he might, just because it would be Aaron Rodgers, and he's not going to go to New Orleans now because Derek Carr's out.
Yeah.
So I think if Derek Carr wasn't out, it would have been a no-brainer for him to go there. But maybe another team swoops in and gets him. I don't think the Jets are really going to have to give up a second to get him. I think they're going to as this goes on every week, the Raiders lose
leverage.
Yeah, lose leverage. So I could see this getting done after this game coming up early next week, and the Jets get it done. Because I still think he's going to end up with us. I don't know. I don't know how Devontae still feels about it. We'll have to see.
Yeah.
So
We'll see.
Yep. I do think it's really strange though that Woody Johnson had a conversation on the phone Monday night with Rodgers, and he didn't talk about letting Rob Saleh go the next night.
Yeah. I don't know. Do you think Aaron Rodgers had something to do with it?
I don't think Rodgers. So I don't think Rodgers had anything to do with the firing. But I do think he lied when he said Woody told me nothing about it. I think Woody told him he was going to fire him. You know what I mean? Like you don't just call your quarterback for shits and giggles as the owner of a football team.
Yeah.
And not bring up something that crazy that you're going to do literally 12 hours later.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't like all the bullshit and lying. I just want the complete honesty because it's just a constant fucking battle, dude. It's just, but I'm excited to see what the new coach does. I think we're going to be better prepared. I think defense is going to be still strong. I think our offense is going to improve, but we have to win this week or it means absolutely nothing.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely right. And like I said, you're next, Nick Sirianni. If you don't get your shit together, your ass is grass.
Yeah. Woody Johnson walked so Jeffrey Lurie can run.
Absolutely. Howie Roseman could run.
Yeah.
Because he's really running the show.
That's true. Sure. All right. Any other news?
Hassan Reddick's agency walked out on him after giving him bad advice.
They didn't give him bad advice.
I know.
Hassan Reddick, based off the report, Hassan Reddick is the one that made the decision to hold out, and the agency advised against it. And I guess they just got sick and tired of him. They're like, "You have to figure this shit out on your own. You're not getting a contract at the end of this year."
Yeah, that's crazy. I've never seen I've seen players fire their agencies.
Yeah,
but you've never seen agencies fire their clients.
No, it must be bad.
Yeah, I know. I think it was Schefter said there's no end in sight.
Yeah,
for the holdout. And
my thing is, in 3 weeks, his contract then gets canceled, gets voided for this year, and added on the next year.
Yeah.
So we still own bro.
Yeah.
What's he gonna do?
In dead cap money. It'll run out this year, but
well, that's the thing though. If we end up if the money moves to next year, it becomes non-guaranteed. That's the rule that's in place by the NFL. If a player has a holdout and their contract moves over the next year, that money then becomes non-guaranteed. So theoretically, we could cut him or just leave him on the team and pay him absolutely nothing next year. Because what it would end up being essentially is next year he would still be under our roster, under his salary, but because he wouldn't be playing, again, we wouldn't have to pay him. So not only if he showed up today, he could get the money for the rest of the season. Or if he showed up week 8, which is the cutoff, he could get the money for the rest of the season. But if he decides to hold out all year and then this offseason fuck it, I'll show up, he's not getting paid next year and he's going to play the whole season.
Yeah. But how does that work if he holds out the whole year and he's on the last year of his deal? They're just going to keep him on the roster?
No, the deal moves over to next year. The contract, this year voids and we keep him next year.
What?
Yes.
What the fuck?
Yes, that's why.
How did I not know this?
That's why it makes absolutely no sense that he's holding out.
Yeah,
and it becomes non-guaranteed, so we don't have to pay him shit.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, we don't have to pay him any salary, even if he plays next year.
Wow, where am I? How did I not know that? I just thought that he was just gonna gonna become a unrestricted free agent, and that was gonna be it.
No, he's ours.
Oh, okay.
So it makes absolutely no sense. And all this money that he's lost, I think it's up to 18 million now or something like that.
Yeah, it's some astronomical figure.
Yeah, we can't. It's not rescindable. We cannot void it. He is not getting paid that money.
Yeah.
So the longer he sits out, the longer he's going to be rostered by the Jets without getting paid.
That is crazy, bro.
Just show up the rest of the year. I don't care if you fucking ride the bench. Just show up.
Yeah.
Because then we can. Because like it sucks for us because it's just a roster spot next year. Well, actually, no, that's not true. We could cut him and it would be non-guaranteed. But
yeah, but still though, it's like,
yeah, who the fuck's gonna pay him if he holds out all year? Like,
he's gonna come back to us for dirt cheap if you cut him.
Probably.
Which I hope to God y'all cut him so we can get him on the low, bro.
Well, I mean that's fine, but like, I just don't like. That's the thing, though. He could show up week 8 and just perform the rest of the year and make more money than he would if we cut him, which his money's not guaranteed, and he goes to play somewhere for a minimum deal. He'd make more money, which is what this is all about, is money.
Somebody in his camp gave him really bad advice.
No wonder why his agency doesn't want to be there, because like it makes no sense.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. He must have got bad advice from somebody.
Yeah.
Or he's just flat out ignorant that, the market is the way it is. I mean, we saw it with CJ Gardner-Johnson 2 years ago when he left us.
Yeah.
Like, he thought he was worth way more than what the market said.
Yeah.
And he just ended up saying, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just going to take the 1-year deal in Detroit, and played it out. And next year we came back and we're like, listen, we're sorry. And we actually gave him a nice deal.
Yeah.
Hassan Reddick, I get it. He wants the bag, but the market's the market, bro. You just got to take what the defense gives you.
He's not going to get less than 18 million. Like, that's what I don't understand. Like, I'm more comfortable. Like, he probably wants like 25, if I had to guess, right?
Yeah,
maybe
he wants
more.
Like TJ Watt, Myles Garrett money. But
yeah, if he wants
the
like
market
20,
doesn't want to give him that.
If he wants 25 to 28, maybe 20 million of that's guaranteed, right? Like per year,
Potentially.
Essentially.
It'd be 25 with incentives.
I'd be okay with doing like 18 million fully guaranteed. Like, I'd rather that than 28 with, less guaranteed.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. It's just a discrepancy from where player thinks he's worth to what the teams think he's worth.
Yeah.
And I mean, we all know he didn't want to leave Philly, but we weren't going to deal with that problem.
No.
Like, we saw this coming and we're like, you know what?
Mm-hmm.
We're not dealing with it. We don't do that stuff.
No, you could deal with Bryce Huff instead.
Listen, I would rather that than me be sick as fuck that Hassan Reddick has held out this long, bro.
The good news is, like, the Jets have not been playing well, but we haven't needed a pass rusher. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Will McDonald's got 6 sacks on the year. I'm good.
Yeah. Yeah. The pass rush for you guys is not the problem.
No.
So, like, that's the thing. Like, it's no rush to get him done in your sense. So
it's crazy that Will McDonald is single-handedly taking the leverage away from Hassan Reddick.
Yeah, it is crazy.
Yeah. Baron Browning put in the same thing to Bradley Chubb in Denver.
Yeah.
Baron Browning had like 8 sacks through the first 5 weeks, and when they were like, "Nah, you know what? We can just trade you."
Yeah. What's up with that? Pass rushers taking each other's leverage.
Yeah.
Josh Uche did that to Matt Judon, no?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't it's extremely foolish at this point, and it's laughable because at this point he's not getting as much money as we would have given him if he actually sat down to do a contract extension. Like, he's not going to get that now.
No, absolutely not.
Like, I think a team might pay him $15 million after this year.
At best.
Yeah, especially like we have examples of this with Le'Veon Bell. Le'Veon Bell could not play professional football after sitting out a year.
Yeah.
So teams are going to look at that.
Number 4.
Yeah.
He sat out a year and a half. That was different circumstances, but now we see him. He cannot play football.
No, and Deshaun, he was like a top 5 quarterback when he was playing.
Yeah, bro. It was like, holy shit, the Browns got their guy. Once he comes back from suspension, they are cooking.
Yeah, we were all like, we hate bro, but when he was
spinning that thing back in his prime, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they weren't winning
that year and a half off or to the suspension.
Mm-hmm.
He comes back and he can't play the game.
Yeah.
So
like, what? Like, the evidence is there. Plus, Reddick is older than both those guys were at the time. Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know. We'll see moving forward, but I think at some point he just tucks his tail between his legs and shows up. To be honest, because at this
I don't
point,
know. At this point,
you don't even
bro,
have an agency fighting for you now. Like,
yeah, you never know. But I mean, if it continues, which it seems like there's no end in sight,
yeah,
it's a shame for a guy that like I've gotten to see him play at his peak. He is a tremendous football player.
agreed.
He is a like if you need a guy on the defense like to get like Super Bowl missing link,
Yeah.
he is that guy.
Yeah.
He's that kind of guy.
Which is why we traded for him. Like
Exactly. He's that kind of guy who closes games out. He can take over games.
Yep.
He's single-handedly the reason why we went to the Super Bowl in the first place. The way he took over the Giants game, the way he literally took over the Niners game single-handedly.
Yep.
That's why. And you know, you get it, but at the same time, he's a one-dimensional pass rusher.
Absolutely.
So that's why he's not getting what he thinks the market should be giving him.
Yeah.
So it's a tough situation, but you know, hopefully there's an end to it soon. Hopefully it's him signing with us after getting cut for like vet minimum. I'd be like, we are back, bro.
Absolutely.
But yeah, no, it's a tough situation for sure. But we'll see. He is his own agent now, so
yeah, it's not going to do nothing for him, straight up.
Yeah.
We'll see moving forward what ends up happening with that. But I mean, honestly, like at this point, I wouldn't want to play for the Jets either after they just fired their head coach too. Yeah. So like, you know, but hey, let's get into our picks. All right. Right. I don't have any other news other than fuck the Phillies, dude. You disappointed me tremendously.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was really excited for Red October and division
10 days in, bro. It's over.
Division. We were sitting here last week before the playoffs started. Like we could make a run, and we're already out the playoffs. So
yeah, bro. It ended as soon as it started, bro. What the fuck is this?
Yeah, I don't know,
bro. You know what? I tell you what. I think the city officials made a deal with the devil. They leveraged all of our teams for that one Super Bowl win, bro. Since then, it has been nothing but fucking suffering.
Yeah.
The Alshon drop in the divisional round, Game 7, the Kawhi shot.
Yep.
Red October, Part 1, Part 2, Part 3, the Super Bowl, 10-1. Even this year for the Phillies. Like, oh my God, bro. The suffering does not end.
And I mean, Schwarber and Casti are free agents after this year. So it looks like this era of Phillies baseball is probably dead. We'll look back on it in a year or two from now and be like, wow, that was really fun.
Yeah.
So
this is the most disappointing one, though, because this team had all the expectations.
Yeah.
And the thing was, they started the season like
dominant.
They were cooking.
Mm-hmm.
They were playing with a vengeance. You know, they were pissed about how the NLCS played out last year. And it's like, all right, we are cooking. But you know what happened? They got complacent. Yeah,
and Alec Boehm like really fucked that locker room up, dude. I don't know if you read about any of that, but apparently he like was during the later part of the regular season, he was going on a tough stretch and he was just fucking pouting and bitching and moaning and wasn't holding himself accountable at all in meetings, and they benched him in Game 3.
Oh wow. I know he got benched, but I didn't know.
Yeah, he was just being a little child, and that was one of his knocks coming into the league was maturity. So he probably won't be back either. Like this team's going to look a lot different next year. There's also rumors that they might move Trey too, so we'll see.
Crazy.
Yep.
Crazy. Hey.
Wheeler's a free agent too. Wheeler's a free agent too. And I was looking at stats. I know we want to get into the picks real quick, but Zach Wheeler, if you look at the numbers, is the greatest pitcher in the postseason since like Greg Maddux. He has a .72 whip in the playoffs, which is number 1 all time. He has a 2.18, which is number 4 all time ERA. His strikeout to walk ratio is 5.5, which is number 1 in postseason history. Like, this is postseason starts. Like, he's by far one of the greatest postseason pitchers of all time, and we might lose him. It's crazy because, like, he's always been considered a top 5 pitcher in the regular season, and he gets better in the postseason.
Yeah.
And we've seen it. We've seen the eye test. We've watched him pitch the last couple of years in the playoffs. He's been dominant.
Phenomenal.
Yeah, so it's really a shame that this era of Phillies baseball could come to an end. I hope we run it back one more year. Maybe shuffle up the deck a little bit. Keep Bryce, keep Trey as the core, and work off of that. But we'll
Schwarber,
see.
Wheeler.
Yeah. We'll see.
We'll see. It's a shame though. Like, it's crazy, bro.
Yeah,
it's crazy how things work.
We really went for it this year. We traded for Michael Lorenzen, who threw a no-hitter in his first pitching stint with the Phillies. We traded for Taijuan Walker, who played really well until he got injured.
Yep.
Like, we put a lot into this year, so we'll see.
Yeah. Well, Dave's got to cook up in the offseason, so we'll see.
Facts. All right. How it's looking right now, our picks are not looking good. It is 10-0 San Fran right now, and San Fran's got the ball.
Ah, shit.
In Seattle territory. Debo had like a 75-yard touchdown reception.
Great.
So,
hey, there's still time for Gino to make a comeback, so we'll see.
Absolutely.
We'll see how it goes.
Mm-hmm. All right. Let's get into these games, bro.
Yep. Let's do it, bro. London, the first Jacksonville London Jaguars.
Yep.
First of 2 in a row.
Mm-hmm.
Jags, Bears in London. It's a toss-up. Bears are favored. What are we thinking?
Jacksonville at home.
Yeah, absolutely, bro.
Yeah, I like. I get points and Jacksonville's at home.
Exactly.
So I'm taking the Jags, dude. The Jags consistently cover the spread in London. Like, I think the stat I saw, they might be like 8-1 in their last 9 games in London against the spread, and they're like 7-2 in wins. So, like, I firmly expect them to maybe win this week and win next week. I forget who they play next week, but
yeah, but it's not a good team, I don't think.
No, Jacksonville absolutely fucks in London.
In London, yeah, absolutely. London. I'm with you there.
Yeah,
give me Jacksonville.
Yes, sir.
And that gives them a 2-game stretch there where they can kind of get back to 500.
Mm-hmm. I will say though, if Chicago wins and gets to 4-2, Caleb start playing well. His QB rating's only been going up every week. They've got some momentum to make a nice little playoff run here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Like we've said, they're a good team. They go as Caleb goes, and listen, he's starting to pick it up now, and they're starting to look a lot better. And there's no secret as to why that is.
And this is one they kind of have to win because they lose their home game.
Yeah.
Going to London, especially playing the Jags. So
I just think for a rookie, that's
tough task.
Yeah, it's a tough task against a team that pretty much second home's in London, who is pretty much, their season's on the line as much as anybody's.
Oh yeah, if they lose this week, they're done. They're Doug Peterson might get fired.
Yeah.
So
we might hire him back.
Yeah.
Love Doug. Yep, I'm with you. I'm taking Jags.
All right. Sweet.
Next game, Houston in Gillette Stadium taking on the Patriots. Patriots 6.5-point home dogs. Drake May's first start. He took the job from old head Jacoby Brissett. Do we think it's a difference?
I think Houston's going to absolutely dominate. Dude, D'Amico Ryans defensive mind against Drake May. That is food.
Yeah. I mean, we've seen these rookie quarterbacks play relatively good ball. Yeah. Like Jaden Daniels has been phenomenal. Caleb Williams is picking it up. Bo Nix has been playing good ball too.
My concern is if you couldn't beat out Jacoby Brissett in training camp, you're probably not quite ready to be considered a starting caliber quarterback yet.
Yeah,
I mean he's gonna play himself into that. I think because he's got too much talent. It's too soon.
This is one of the worst games to do it against with this team.
Yeah.
I'm with you. Houston plus -10.
Yeah. Yeah, this is not a good start for them.
Yeah, no, absolutely not. Next game here, Washington Commanders in Baltimore taking on the Ravens. This is a DMV affair. This is kind of being hyped up to be game of the week. Commanders are 6.5-point road dogs, but they are 4-1. They've looked tremendous.
Yep.
But to be fair, they've played some questionable defenses.
They have.
Other than Tampa Bay.
Mm-hmm.
So this is really the true first test for Jaden Daniels. Baltimore, they got their own issues, but they looked really good against the Bengals. Defensively, not so much.
Yeah.
So it could be another one of those games. I think Baltimore wins.
I agree.
But I think Washington covers.
I agree wholeheartedly. I think they've got the big boys up front in that front seven to slow down the running game a little bit for Baltimore.
Yeah.
You're not going to be able to completely slow it down, but I think we see an average Derrick Henry and an average Lamar Jackson performance today.
Yeah.
They probably win, but it's going to be close. Plus with Dan Quinn being on that roster as a defensive mind, that's...
Yeah. It might be a lower scoring game too.
Yeah, this is going to be a low scoring affair where maybe the better head coach and quarterback probably win. So
yeah. This is this is a tough game to call. I mean, I do think it's going to be a close margin. I wouldn't be surprised though if the Ravens do take care of business and kind of dominate, just because this is really the first true test for Jaden Daniels, and we haven't seen him play a game really since the first week. That was the first week where it was kind of like, okay, he looks like a rookie.
Yeah.
This could be a game where Jaden Daniels looks like a rookie.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see. But I do think they got enough talent to keep it close.
Yeah.
The way they've been playing, the way Cliff Kingsbury's been calling that offense.
Yeah.
So
before we move on, do you think Jaden Daniels is the front runner for MVP?
No.
No?
I don't think so.
Who do you think is?
It's a good question.
Right? I mean, Derrick Henry?
Saquon Barkley?
Maybe?
Patrick Mahomes apparently is the front runner for MVP, and he's been playing like shit, bro.
Yeah, I mean, they're 5-0, so you got to sprinkle the name in there, I guess. But he's really is not playing at an MVP level. But you look around the league, Stroud?
Probably CJ Stroud, if I had to guess.
But I mean, Jaden Daniels isn't out of the top 5, in my opinion. And it's a close-knit 5, I think.
Yeah.
He's really playing well.
Yeah, I mean, if we objectively look at, first 5, I think he is the leader of Offensive Rookie of the Year, though.
Oh, no doubt. It's not even close.
Yeah.
Bro went for 87% completion for a 2-week stretch.
Yeah.
And then had an average game passing the ball and decided I'm going to get it done with my legs the following week. That's one of the things I like about Jaden Daniels is he can comfortably do both. I think he's already a better passer than Lamar is. He's not the wheels than Lamar, but we've seen Jaden.
We'll see in this game.
Yeah, we need to see him with some controversy. Yep. We'll see that this week, but yeah, Jaden Daniels I think is definitely up there for MVP as of right now.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, next game. Browns taking on my Eagles in the link. We're fresh off a bye. And for whatever reason, we're 10-point favorites at home. Off the bye, bro. Oh, my God. I don't know how Vegas makes these numbers. But, hey. We're getting AJ Brown's back. Lane Johnson's back. Devontae Smith's back. He hasn't cleared protocol, but he was a full participant in practice.
Mm-hmm.
The only one that was limited was Nakobe Dean, but he said that he's going to be going on Sunday, so not really too stressed about that. There's a little bit of discourse in my own head.
Yeah.
And on Twitter, but really just like Nakobe Dean was limited with the ankle injury, and it's all right, why did we release Devin White then? I know he wasn't getting run. I know he was unhappy. But like we all know Nakobe Dean can't really get through a whole season healthy. Like why didn't we like yeah, Nakobe Dean's hurt. Devin White, you're up. Like why didn't we see if there's something in this guy before we just said, you know what, we're just gonna let you go? Stupid. It's stupid. But I mean, I get it. He caused discourse in the locker room. We can't have that. And I do think the young guys, if they had to play, like Ben Van Sumeren, he's an underrated guy he's been progressing tremendously behind the scenes. And Jeremiah Trotter Jr., they're both two solid young guys that could get it done for a game if need be, I think. But yeah, a lot of changes at practice this week. No more tackling donut. We're actually tackling an Eagle staffer, so we're actually putting flesh to flesh. Love to see it. And some lineup changes in the secondary. Seems like Cooper DeJean might get the nod at nickel on Sunday, which you love to see. The fucking milkmen, bro. The best milkmen in the NFL. Their debut run. As much as I hate this line, and as much as as much as I want to take the Browns, this is the perfect jump board get right game for us. I'm taking Eagles minus 9.5. I know you're probably taking the Browns because we've looked shitty against teams we shouldn't have looked shitty. My expectation is that this is the game that we have, no turnovers. We play a clean game of football. We play our brand of football. The defense comes to play against an inept offense. I mean, if you watched the game against the Commanders last week, like, you should swap out Cleveland with Alabama. Like number 4, he cannot. You want to talk about someone that can't see the field? He cannot see the field and get his guys the ball. And the running game has been kind of piss poor. And they've struggled in the run defense, so that kind of plays right into our hands.
Yeah.
So my expectation is that we have a statement win at home off a bye. We've been wishy-washy. It's time. We have the easiest strength of schedule, bro. It's time to lock the fuck in. And it's this week, bro. We got to lock the fuck in. But listen, I wouldn't be surprised if number 4 looks like a competent quarterback and we win by 3. Even if we win by 3, I think Nick should go. Because
I agree.
No reason we shouldn't beat the Browns by 14. At least, bro.
I agree.
If the entire division dog walked the dogs and we barely eke out a win, that's a problem.
Yep.
Giants took care of the Browns, bro.
Yeah.
So, would I be surprised? No, but I'm expecting us to get our shit together. We got all of our star players back. Hopefully, we see what we saw in week 1 offensively.
Yep.
In terms of game plan, that you say all the right things in the press conference. Jalen Hurts said is the most productive bye week he's had. He had some good conversations with Nick Sirianni. Yeah. It sounds good. Can we see it on the field, please? I know you took the Browns. I
did. I did.
Yeah, I know.
Here's my thing, though. All right. I think you could still win. My thing is, though, I think everything what's going on with your team is inevitably leading to the firing of Nick Sirianni some point this season, whether it be at the very end of the year or mid-year or something like that. You guys tend to not make that kind of decision. But my thing is, this has Nick Sirianni written all over it. So you're getting both your wide receivers back. So something tells me Nick Sirianni is going to be like, oh my God, we got to get our guys the ball now at the back, get the momentum rolling. You guys are going to throw the piss out of the ball against a team that you should be running on. I think, too, it's kind of poetic that Nick Sirianni would lose a game at home off a bye to a lesser opponent.
I wouldn't
because
be
it's
surprised at any of it, bro.
it's
I
really-
really
it's
wouldn't.
like
I'm just
you
trying
can
to listen. I'm just trying to inject hopium into this
you can
program.
admit this team has looked like a below average team since week 1 of last year. It's looked like a below average team. They won a lot of games last year to start the year, but I knew. You didn't know. You didn't come around to it till later, but
Yeah, bro.
it's just
A while, but yeah.
yeah. I hate to say it because like I like watching the Eagles play. I like their roster. It's just they have awful coaching.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry. This is a game where you're going to get heavily outcoached by Kevin Stefanski, and they're going to will themselves to within 7 points, maybe even a win. So I like Cleveland to cover here. That's just too big of a spread for a team that's not playing that good.
Listen, bro. I would not be shocked in the slightest.
No.
I'll be pissed.
No, what'll happen
ruin
is you
my
guys will
Sunday.
win by 3. It'll give you a false sense of hope, and Nick Sirianni will stick around longer than he should.
We should win this game by 30, bro. Not by 3. We should win by 30.
I agree.
The way with the horses that we got in the pen, we should hang 40 on the Browns.
You're not wrong.
This shouldn't even be a debate.
Nope.
My hope, and I hope to God that this just kind of stays like an in-house thing. I hope they really did some soul searching over the bye. Looked at these games, looked at the plays that they've been running, and Nick Sirianni kind of realizes, like, you know what? Kind of like in 2021. Although it took Jonathan Gannon getting the balls to tell him, listen, we're going to get fired anyway. Just give the play calling to someone else and see if it changes. And sure enough, it did. I hope that somebody has the balls to tell him, listen, you're going to get fired if you keep going down this road. We've seen it before. Give the play calling up, and it's going to flip.
Here's my rebuttal to that.
I don't know if that conversation is going to be had just based off of the politics.
Here's my rebuttal to that. Back in that year, that was Jalen's rookie year, right?
His first year as a starter.
First year as a starter. The expectations were extremely low.
Yeah.
I feel like at this point, the way Jalen played 2 years ago, if that decision was going to be made and that thought was going to come through Sirianni's head, it would have happened midseason last year. It's not going to happen now. Like, we're too far past the point where we know he's going to – like, when's the last time he's made a good decision? So, at this point, I can't expect that out of him. I expect it to stay the same unless management steps in.
Yeah.
So,
that's – if Fangio just says, listen, young fuck.
Yeah.
Give it up. I've been around the block too many times, bro. Yeah. Give it up.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, I'm hopeful. I really am. I think we win on Sunday.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of how many style points do we put up. I know we say a win is a win, but this is a team that is absolutely putrid.
Yeah.
And I swear to God, bro, if it's a 3-point game, or if it's like a touchdown game, like 6 points or something like that, I'm going to flip out. This should at least be 10. Should at least be 13.
If this game goes similar to how the game for us against Denver went, there should be a shit ton of discourse surrounding your team.
If that's how this game goes, Nick should be fired on Monday.
I agree.
At 100% should be fired.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said earlier, y'all laid the blueprint for it. If Nick Sirianni wants to fucking try it, his ass is gonna be grass, bro. If he doesn't get his act together, he's next.
Yeah. My thing is, do you guys see enough in Kellen Moore to make that decision?
I think so. Is he the
one you elevate, or is it Vic Fangio? Because Vic Fangio's done head coach before, hasn't he?
He has. But I don't think he wants to be a head coach at this point. He would probably be the smart one to do that with, but I think he just wants to be DC.
Yeah.
But Kellen Moore, when we hired Nick Sirianni in that process, Kellen Moore was a candidate to be head coach. So I wouldn't put it past, management. I mean, they're high on Kellen Moore. I wouldn't pass them if that came down to be, if they were like, we'd love for you to step in and be interim. Yeah. I wouldn't be shocked. But
Give him an opportunity.
yeah, and I mean, like, I think if we did, the offense would look night and day. Like it would be like, holy shit, it was Nick Sirianni all along. And I'd be
Yeah.
sitting here like, no shit, I've been trying to tell you, bro.
Yeah. My only concerns would be like big time decisions throughout a game that like there might be a lot of growing pains there.
Yeah, but yeah, that's with any. I mean, you're gonna have that with Jeff Ulbrich.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
That comes with anybody. But I think we have the talent to like weather that storm.
Yeah.
And the guys that have experience, like if like situationally, you just have to give those decisions to guys that are smart football minds. I think Kellen Moore is a smart football mind. Like I think we look back to that 3rd and 3, the bootleg to Saquon, that drop pass.
Yeah.
Like there was a lot of discourse around that saying, well, we should have ran the ball there. But if you looked at the play, like Atlanta was loading up the box and there was nobody in the flat. It was the perfect play. Saquon just dropped the ball.
Yeah.
Like, I think if you give guys that are smart minds that responsibility, like more times than not, it'll end up in a good way.
Yeah.
And I feel like that with Kellen Moore. I just wish that Nick Sirianni would not have this big of an ego and just let bro cook.
Yeah.
We saw it in game 1. Like there was some marrying between like Nick plays and Kellen plays, but there was a lot more Kellen plays than we've seen the last 3 weeks.
Yeah.
It looked fluid. There were like at times like the flow of the calls were like, all right, like what are we trying to do here? But like the plays themselves were great.
Yeah.
Like you scheme guys wide open. There was timely reads. It was great. Where is that?
Yeah.
I thought Kellen Moore was going to have the keys.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully we come out in this game and Kellen Moore has the keys. If not, I'm going to punch a hole in my TV again.
Yeah, we'll have a discussion next week.
Yeah, we'll probably have this discourse next week.
Yep.
But I'm just being hopeful that things right the ship. I'm an optimist, not a pessimist.
As you should.
All right, let's move on. That was a long-winded answer on us having our first discourse of the locks. Next game, Arizona in Lambeau taking on the Green Bay Packers. Packers are 4.5-point favorites at home. They got a tough win. Good win on the road against the Rams. And so did the Cardinals against the Niners. I don't know, bro. What do we think here? I think this line is just about perfect.
Yeah, I think Green Bay's the better team, and I think they cover here. They're at home. Warm weather team goes into cold Green Bay type ordeal. I think the Green Bay defense has been playing phenomenal. I just think it's a recipe for a nice Green Bay bounce back blowout.
I'm with you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm with you. I mean, the weather isn't as much of a factor yet, but it's coming. But yeah, Green Bay, they're starting to find their stride. The defense has been playing great ball. Shout out to Xavier McKinney. 5 ints on the year already.
Right?
he's been a dog.
Facts, dude.
And to think like, bro, we could have had this guy. Yep. I like CJ. He hasn't played as well as we wanted him to.
Yep.
But hey, shout out Xavier McKinney for balling out. And yeah, they'll get a win at home. I just like the Cardinals are such a risky team.
Yeah, they are. Here's the thing though, like Kyler Murray just got a Call of Duty partnership.
Yeah.
So
yeah, he did.
Green Bay by 50.
Double XP weekend.
Yeah, Green Bay by 50. Bro, if bro gets his own operator, bro, they're gonna lose every game the rest of the way.
Yeah. It's not gonna be looking good for Jonathan Gannon. Next game, divisional game. Tampa Bay in the Superdome taking on the Saints. Spencer Rattler It's his first game too, and they're
I'm
all
not
3.5-point home dogs.
I'm not spending much time on this, bro. Tampa Bay is going to floor this team.
Yeah, bro, I'm with you.
Yeah.
Tampa by 20, bro.
Yeah, Tampa by 20. Spencer Rattler, cool story and all. Bro's getting his
Yeah.
first start. You're about to get mollywopped by
Yeah,
the big bro of the
Tampa
division.
coming off a long bye. They had a tough overtime loss to another division opponent.
Yeah.
I think they get right.
Yeah, they'll be hungry in this one.
Yeah, I'm with you. Next game here. Colts on the road in Tennessee taking on the Titans, another AFC South affair. Titans are 2.5-point home favorites.
Mm-hmm. Who's quarterback for them?
For the Colts?
No, for Tennessee.
Will Levis, no?
Who played? Did someone else play for them last week?
Not that I'm aware of, no.
Was it I might be
Mason
crazy.
Rudolph?
I might be crazy. Let me see. NFL Week 5. Where's Tennessee?
They have a bye week?
Did they? Oh, yeah, that explains why I don't remember.
They had a bye week.
Yep. Tennessee off a bye against Anthony Richardson. Wait.
Give me the Titans.
Me too. Yeah, I was just going to say.
Give me the Titans. I was going to get into the Colts are severely banged up. Anthony Richardson might play.
Yeah.
No Jonathan Taylor, no Michael Pittman, and no Josh Downs or Alec Pierce. One of those two, I think, are also out.
I think Pierce
trending
is out.
to be out. I'm taking the Titans to win by double digits.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I like Tennessee to win here.
If Joe Flacco was suiting up, I like the Colts' chances, but it doesn't seem like it.
Yeah. I think this is a weird situation where their backup quarterback's the better quarterback. Anthony Richardson has been proven to he's not quite the guy, and we know what Shane Steichen can get out of quarterbacks. We saw with Jalen Hurts. Anthony Richardson is just not a guy. I'm afraid
he hasn't played enough ball, bro.
No, he's got time, but he's injury prone. He's not consistently on the field. I don't like it here. I like Tennessee.
Yeah, and he's hot and cold as well.
Agreed.
All right, next game, another divisional matchup.
Yep.
Chargers on the road in Mile High taking on the Mile High Denver Broncos. Who would have thought this? Bo Nix, Sean Payton and the Broncos at 3-2, bro.
Mm-hmm.
And they're 3-point home dogs.
Yep.
Justin Herbert questionable with an ankle injury. These division games are tough, man. This one, it's hard to call this one.
I really, really like Jim Harbaugh off a bye. He's proven to be like a top 5 game planning preparation coach in the league this year. Sean Payton as well, but I think if Justin Herbert plays, the quarterback discrepancy is too big, and I think Jim Harbaugh is going to have these boys ready to play, having 2 weeks to prepare for Denver.
Yeah. I'm going to take Denver.
Okay.
I think this is this might be a trap game for the Chargers.
Okay.
And Broncos have been playing tremendous ball so far.
Their defense has.
If there was anybody to beat them, it could be the Chargers. But I don't know. Justin Herbert has not had a great year so far, and the way that Denver's defense has been playing, I think they can get to Herbert.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe you could make the same case for Bo Nix, but as a rookie, he's been playing great. He's been moving the ball down the field. Sean Payton, I guess it's no secret why he really liked Bo Nix coming out.
Yeah, I really like great quarterbacks with a bye.
Yeah,
I mean, not great quarterbacks, great coaches with a bye.
Yeah, man, we'll see. We'll see. It could be one of those situations. Next game here, Steelers on the road taking on the Las Vegas Raiders, or what's left of them. How they're 2-3, I don't know. Steelers are 3-point road favorites. Raiders are starting Aiden O'Connell this week.
Yep.
But they are without Devontae Adams, Michael Mayer, another
Yeah.
offensive lineman. I think Zamir White as well.
I like the Raiders quarterback switch up to get it done here. I think Pittsburgh's starting to split at the seams a little bit. Justin Fields is starting to regress to the mean, kind of. They were 1 4th down play away from being 4-1.
Yeah,
but I think they didn't really look quite as good on defense last week either. I think Dallas really figured them out in that second half, especially that last drive.
yeah.
Oakland's not a good team, but I like them here at home. Yeah, that's just where I sit on it.
Oakland.
Yeah,
Oakland. I like
Las
Oakland.
Vegas. I like Las Vegas.
I like Oakland too, bro.
Thanks, bro.
Shout out Oakland, man.
Bro, if they would have changed their logo,
they lost all their sports teams, bro.
If they would have changed their logo, it would have been easier to remember that they switched places.
Yeah. I'm with you. I'm taking the Raiders. I also like the quarterback change. I think that could kickstart some things. This is another game that's weird to pick just because the Steelers defense has been playing good this year.
Yeah.
Their offense kind of has regressed to the mean. There's some George Pickens discourse coming out.
Yep.
Of the locker room. So
this happens every year with the Steelers. Like
yeah.
they start off well, a little bit of noise gets kicked up, they regress, and then they end up 9-8.
Yep. But
at some point,
I'm with you there.
At some point, we have to stop thinking of Mike Tomlin as a great coach. You want to know something interesting? He's not a great coach, I don't think.
Why?
So, did you know he has 0 coordinators under his tree that have become head coaches?
I did not know that.
Did you know that he has 0 position coaches that have become coordinators under him? 0.
No.
0. At some point, you have to get punished for being average constantly. The last time he was great, he had a Hall of Fame quarterback.
Yeah.
Now, granted, his defense has always been good, but so's Robert Saleh's, and his ass just got canned in week 5.
Yeah. I don't know. I think the recency bias could be playing a factor.
It's
just
been
because
4 years of average football.
Yeah.
No, absolutely
we said,
no urgency.
We said the same thing. We said the same thing about Bill Belichick the last couple years. So I guess you can make a case for that, but I mean the Steelers always play hard regardless of like the talent they have. I feel like it's more of a front office thing than anything. Like,
yeah,
I feel like at least as of late, they haven't given Mike Tomlin the tools, particularly offensively, to like have like a good squad. I mean, you think back, you gave him a Hall of Fame quarterback. Okay. Yeah. He had great receivers, good tight end, good O-line.
Yeah. Here's my thing though. Like since the Pouncey was there, it's taken him it's been 5 years and they still have not much improved on the offensive line. Broderick Jones is starting to look like a guy now, but like it's been 5 years since he's fixed the offensive line, since guys like Villanueva and Pouncey have been gone. They drafted a running back in the first round. They've added wide receivers like guys like Deontay Johnson and George Pickens now. They've drafted a quarterback high in Kenny Pickett. I mean, and there's just been no development whatsoever at all on the offensive side of the ball. I mean, he's been doing good with defense. It's just like, to me, at some point, how much of his success was with a Hall of Fame quarterback?
Yeah. I mean, you can make the same case for Bill Belichick.
You could even say that Ben Roethlisberger underachieved in his career a little bit too, given his talent. Yeah. Not holding him accountable to stay healthy, not like injury healthy, like physically healthy.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of things you could look at Mike Tomlin's career and be like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like never having losing season's cool, but like you sacrifice a lot just to go 9-8. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
I don't know. Just putting it out there. I thought it was very interesting that he's never had a coach be elevated under his coaching tree, and he's the longest tenured coach in the NFL.
Yeah.
Interesting stat there for you. All right, let's continue. Did you take Vegas?
Yeah, I took
Okay.
Vegas.
All right.
All right, next game. Lions in Jerry World taking on the Cowboys. Cowboys are 3-point home dogs. I'm taking the Lions off a bye.
Yeah, I'm with you. Lions off a bye. Again,
I think the Cowboys got an emotional big time win last Sunday.
Yep.
And the Lions have looked like the best team in the NFC next to Tampa Bay, and I think they're going to get their get back.
Yeah.
In Dallas, and I think they will.
Yep. So I agree. I think Dallas at home can be a little bit tricky, but I do like the bye week. Going into this next game, I do want to say, and I'll foreshadow a little bit. You and I both picked Atlanta as one of our top 3 locks of the week.
Yep.
I'm not going to change it because I'm going to stick to the plan, and it's our first time that you and I have picked the same team this year.
Yep.
Atlanta had one of the most emotional wins all year against a division opponent. Now they go on the road against another divisional opponent. This is a trap game if there's ever been a trap game.
This is a trap game if we've ever seen one.
Yeah, but
listen, if we want every opportunity to pick the discrepancy game against the Carolina Panthers, this is it.
Yeah.
The Falcons with, I wouldn't say high-powered offense, but, a good powered offense and a good defense going up against an inferior team, trying to, rebuild its foundation.
Yeah.
I mean, division games are always weird, but I feel like the Falcons will beat the shit out of the Panthers.
I think so too. I just think if there's ever a time for us to be deadly wrong, this is one. So yeah. I'll keep the lock. I'll keep the pick as Atlanta.
Yep.
But, Kirk off of 500 yards and 4 tuds in a win at home on prime time against a division opponent, now going on the road against another one that's supposed to be less than them. Like, this is a very big
they had a mini bye to kind of settle down, if you think about it.
Yeah, I just think it's a very easy game to sleepwalk through.
Yeah, that's true.
Especially they're in a second window, and if New Orleans gets the win, against the Bucks, they're like, oh, okay, we're first in the division. You know what I mean? That could be a thing too.
Yeah,
there's a lot that could really play into Carolina, just sneaking one out. But I'll stick with Atlanta with you.
All right, yeah, let's do
it.
Because if you were switching, I was switching too.
No, I ain't switching, bro. We made the graphic ahead of time. We're locking with Atlanta. Okay?
Yeah, we gotta stick to the script, bro.
Absolutely.
All right, Sunday Night Football. What the hell were they making when they made this primetime schedule, bro?
Let me tell you,
Bengals in New York taking on the Giants.
Yo, the Giants might be the best 2 and 3 team in the league, and the Bengals are for sure the best 1 and 4 team in the league.
Oh, absolutely, bro.
So I think this is a sneaky banger, low key. Like the Giants at home against the piss poor Cincinnati defense, and we get Joe Burrow and Jamar. This could be a close game.
I'm taking the Bengals.
I am too. We've taken a lot of away teams this go around, especially me. I've taken more than you. But yeah, Cincinnati has to win this game if they want their season to continue. But dude, the Giants have looked sneaky good the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, they have.
They've looked like an average football team the last 2 weeks, and the Bengals have not.
Yeah, they do. The Bengals have looked like a good team the last 2 weeks. They've played really good teams, and it's just been unfortunate that they've lost. But I think this is a get-right game for the Bengals.
Yeah.
So I'm taking Cincinnati minus 3.5.
I
think Jamar Chase has another field day.
He could.
Against Deontay Banks.
That's food.
Bro is food.
Food. Do you think that the Bengals can still make the playoffs realistically, or do you think they're ruled out for the most part for you? In the AFC,
come back to me at week 12. I'm not really sure yet.
Week 12.
So much that could change.
Yeah.
Come back to me week 12.
They're 1 and 4, and you're like, come back to me week 12. And you're like,
I'm not sure, bro. Their record does not indicate how good of a football team they are.
It indicates how bad their defense is.
That too, bro.
I'm telling you right now, if the Giants score 25 to 30 points on this team, the Bengals are not making the playoffs.
I agree.
Even if the Cincinnati wins, like they're not making the playoffs if the Giants.
I don't know. Like my whole thing is this: like the Bengals are 1-4, the Broncos are 3-2. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure yet, bro. Like
my worry is Joe Burrow has to play perfect football for them to win moving forward.
If that's what it takes, that's what it takes.
Mm.
Listen. Pat Mahomes is a couple penalty flags and a couple tipped passes away from being 500.
He's also 2 picks away from being, 5-0 with like a plus 50 point differential on the season. Like if he doesn't throw as many picks, which he never does, they'd be dominating.
Yeah. I mean, they're still taking care of business though. So.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. They're doing it.
Yeah. No, I like I said, I think this is a get right game for Cincinnati. I think their offense has a field day. I think the Jamar Chase matchup is the one to look forward to.
Yep.
So we'll see.
Yeah, I agree. We'll see what comes of it. I'm not completely confident in Cincinnati winning this game, or even
I think the Giants are dog shit.
I don't think they're as bad as we think. Like listen, Daniel Jones is always going to have a bad rap, but Devin Singletary's been running the ball well. Daniel Jones has been taking what the defense gives him. They played well last week. He played really well without Malik Neighbors.
Hey. Fake news.
I'm not saying they're making the playoffs, but I'm saying I don't think they're a pushover team, and they're at home. Like it's interesting to me.
But they're the best of the rest,
and they're playing arguably the worst defense in football too. So
they're the best of the basement.
They might move up a tier, low key. Just saying. We'll do step by step next week, and we'll do it every 2 weeks. They might move up. We'll see. Top of the steps.
Hell no. Is Eli Manning suiting up, bro? I don't think so.
Jim Kelly,
no shot.
Not Jim Kelly. Phil.
All right, last game. Bills in New York taking on Kyle's New York Jets. Listen. This will determine if your season's over, bro.
Yo, why? Hang on a second. Thursday Night Football's doing like one of them simulation fake things of like showing a run. Jordan Mason in this image is white as fuck. He's like white, and they're doing a simulation of what?
What is going on Amazon Prime, bro?
Oh no, bro. Racism. That's what's happening on Amazon Prime.
Bro is hurt.
Everybody in that image was white. That they just whatever, dude. You have to see. It was a cartoony ass like show the play thing, and they were all white.
But he's white. What?
Yeah. All right,
bro.
Listen, this game is for our season. Essentially, this is our Super Bowl. If we're not going to make the Super Bowl, this is our Super Bowl. And we have to have it. We have to have it. I'm going to put the mortgage payment on us to cover. If I go down, I'm going down with the ship. All right.
Listen,
all right.
I'll tell you right now, if you're going down, I'm going down with you.
Absolutely.
I'm taking the Jets plus 2.5.
Yep.
We've seen the track record of interim head coach Juice.
Yep.
The first game, I don't have the exact record in front of me. You got to stat that, but historically speaking,
my bad, bro.
What are you doing, bro? Historically speaking, for teams that fire their head coach and have the interim the first week, historically they win.
Yeah,
let's take a look. Spread, whatever it is, but they got Juice the first week. After that, remains to be seen. The Jets are kind of in uncharted territory when it comes to that, just because they're a good team and they fired their head coach. Usually, like you said earlier, it's bad teams. So this is going to be interesting to see if they really rally around Jeff Ulbrich. I think they will. And the Bills regressing to the
I can't believe I found that stat. Interim head coaches in their first start are 14-9 against the spread.
Okay. History's on our side, bro.
Yes, it is.
I'll tell you what. We'll get to our locks of the week. I'll tell you why. They are my lock of the week. We'll just start with that, bro. My lock of the week. You heard the stat? 14-9 at the spread when you have your interim head coach for the first week.
Good
Give me the
choice.
Jets. Give me the money line.
Yeah.
Might as well take the points. This is your Super Bowl, bro. I think
It is. And we have to have
you
it.
win your Super Bowl, bro. Congratulations. You won
Considering
your Super
how-
Bowl last year against me. I think you win it against Josh Allen this year against your propaganda. Congratulations,
Yeah.
bro.
But
Two-time.
Yeah. We have to have it.
Yeah.
We absolutely have to have it. Continue.
Yeah. All right, my other locks. Detroit -3 at Dallas. I really like them off a bye. I think they're probably the best matchup of the week. Just when you look at like their defense versus the Dallas offense, I think it plays right into the hands of the Lions. The lack of run game from Dallas. Again, it's gonna rear its ugly head. Thought it was going to last week. It didn't because of Dak Prescott, regular season ass. But listen, the Lions are trying to get their get back from last year's game, and I think they will. They're healthy on offense. Jared Goff's been spinning it, and their defense has been playing good. So I like the Lions. And my other lock, NFC South, Atlanta Falcons -6.5 at Carolina. We discussed it. This if this is a trap game, this is a trap game. We will see if we got trapped, but I like matchup wise, I like their offense to just go to town.
Yep.
The way that they played against Tampa Bay, and it doesn't. I don't have any reason to believe that Carolina's going to dominate against their. I mean, the Falcons have a good defense. Their offense is good. Yeah, the Panthers have some juicy Andy Dalton magic. It's not going to be enough. I think the Falcons take care of business easily.
Okay. I don't hate your picks. I mean, you and I, the one we're both unsure about, we both picked, so I'm not against it. The Jets one is ballsy, but hey, I'm all for it. And then, Detroit off a bye. I like it. I like it, bro.
Probably the surefire pick.
Yep. All right. My picks. We'll start with the Atlanta one. I'll piggyback off of you. No confidence at all.
Just felt like it.
If you don't include Thanksgiving games, that might have been the greatest game ever played on a Thursday, to be honest.
Yeah.
Kirk, cocaine Kirk.
Yeah, bro.
Fine Kirk was.
What did they say? It's Kirktober, bro.
Yeah, it's Kirktober. Dominant performance, 509 yards, a franchise record, 4 tuds.
Yeah.
He's the only person to ever do that on Thursday Night Football, including Thanksgiving games. It's just an incredible performance, and now to go against one of the worst teams in the league, that's a division rival on the road, scares me. But hey, fuck it, we'll ride the momentum. Go down with the ship. Cleveland. Underdog in Philly, bro. This spread's just fucking stupid.
You guys do that, bro.
Like,
it's stupid.
I wouldn't even. I think the perfect spread for this game would have been 2.5. Like 2.5 is perfect. You guys are not playing good enough to be better than 2.5 point spread against this team. The only advantage you have is coming off the bye, but still, I like the Broncos to cover here. Keep it within 6, maybe even win the game. Cleveland.
The who? The Cleveland Broncos?
No, I said the Cleveland Browns.
No, you didn't, bro.
No, did I? Shit.
Bro,
Cleveland
asleep
Browns.
at the wheel, bro. What
yeah,
is
I'm
this?
asleep, bro. Yeah, bro. I'm reading. Not playing. I like Cleveland here to cover the spread, maybe even win. And then my absolute lock of the week, I love Washington going into Baltimore. I don't think Baltimore's been that good, to be honest with you. I think they dominated the Buffalo Bills last week at home. But other than that, I don't think they've looked. What?
Bro, I'm sorry. You are asleep at the wheel, dog. They played the Bengals last week. Time out, ladies and gentlemen, time out. What week is it this week, bro?
Week 6. Sorry.
All right.
Sorry.
All right. I'm sorry, bro. I usually don't want to like cut you off when you fuck up, but like this is like 3 times in a minute. It's getting egregious, bro.
Bro, I've been up since like 5 o'clock in the morning dealing with a plumber.
I can tell, bro.
Like,
It's time for bed, bro.
It's time for
Washington plus 6.5.
Yeah, that's what I like.
We like the matchup there.
Yeah, and I like the way Jaden Daniels has talked in his press conference. He's like, I don't want to be the next Lamar. I want to be the first Jaden Daniels. I love that statement.
Yeah.
And we'll see. I still think Baltimore can win here, but I don't think it's going to be by a touchdown. So
yeah,
I think Washington has
the only
proven
reason
to be
why I
too
didn't
good.
pick that one as like one of my locks is because I could see it. Like, I think the more likely option that it is close.
Yeah.
I could totally see Baltimore just beating the shit out of Washington and that being like, all right, here's the Jaden Daniels rookie game. Like, I can see that being a possibility, a small possibility, yeah. But I think the more likely option is that this is a close game.
Yeah, I think so too, but who knows? I like it. I like it here. I think Baltimore's not as good as people think they are.
Yeah.
I think if Derrick Henry doesn't run the ball well, they're bad, to be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, they've given up a lot of points this season, so.
That's true.
Yep. But, yep, those are my locks. They're all right, except for maybe Atlanta. But
yeah, bro, I'm with you there.
Mhm.
Before we get out of here, this is kind of off topic. So, this is before, this is first time you're hearing this. I think we should start a new segment, very small segment, inspired by the girls. Give me like one or two things this week that you could see happening that you would be surprised. We'll call it not on my bingo card.
Okay, all right. Let's go back to the games here. Okay. Something that I could see happening, but it wouldn't be on my bingo card. Let's see. You know what? You probably thought about this more than me, so I want you to go first.
I didn't.
Okay.
I was just like, this is something we should do. And I'm like, all right, what would be good here? All right, I'll start with it just because you like to see my misery. I wouldn't be surprised if the Cleveland Browns upset us this week. And number 4, look, he throws for 300 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be shocked. That's not on my bingo card. Cleveland manhandles us.
Yeah. Something that's not on my bingo card, I kind of alluded to it earlier. I think the Giants could upset Cincinnati this week. But to me, it's not an upset. I think the Giants have been the better football team. But it's hard to root against Joe Burrow, against a guy like Daniel Jones, but it's not on my bingo card.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And then one other one, too. This is kind of a wild statement. I can see the top 3 quarterback picks all winning their games this week, but it's not on my bingo card.
Could.
I can see Caleb, Drake May, and Jaden Daniels winning this week.
That could happen, bro.
It's not on my bingo card.
Yeah.
But I can see it happen. Mm-hmm.
I could see a offensive lineman scoring a touchdown this week. I don't know who.
Hey.
It's one of them.
Tyron Smith, please.
Lane Johnson. He's got one.
Yeah. Now, with our luck, it'll be someone that does it all the time, like Deion Dawkins or some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. But all right. When did the girls come up with this?
Your girl came up with this.
When did she do that?
In the corn maze, I think. It wasn't specifically that name. That's just kind of something I named that. But she was like, y'all should do a segment where you pick something that you can't really see. You didn't really see happening from the last week. And I was like, let's do it for this week.
Okay. Huh. I must have been looking for them orange arrows, bro.
Yeah, bro. He's looking for the red arrows to get out of the maze.
I don't remember that at all. That's crazy.
Yeah, bro. Bro's got to tap in. Speaking of red arrows, let's follow the red arrows out of here. Your ass got to go to bed.
Facts. I work at 6 o'clock in the morning. So
yeah, bro.
Yeah. With that being said, everybody, thank you for watching the Day One podcast. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Whether you're on a boat, bus, or plane, you can get the Day One podcast content anywhere in the world. So make sure you tap in. Don't be a bitch. Go down to your Sprint Wireless, get you a little track phone. You'll be good to go. Download the podcast. You can watch it on a plane. All right. With that being said, I'm Kyle. That's Anthony. See you.
Peace.